some kind of majesty, some chemical fool. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Ooh, baby. Ooh,
baby.
Look, it's a flood! It's flood! It's flooding!
Get away!
Quick, we need to get to higher ground!
Open the floodgates!
That's how we starting today?
It's a Gorilla song. I expect no one to know that.
That's
from their album Plastic Beach that came out in 2010.
You know what my favorite part about the beach is? The tide rising up and crashing through. This is Dot
and Ziggy
with the flood.
Keep your death threats to 140 characters or less, and we did it right that time.
You know, I was thinking we really got to come up with a way to kind of explain what the show is off top and why people may be sending us death threats. Because, like, you know, for new listeners, when you check it in, it's like the first thing that people say is keep your death
threats to 140
like,
characters
well,
or less?
What the fuck am I getting myself into?
Hey, Phil Connors! Ned?
Well, we don't generally pull punches here.
This is the show where we take a few of the week's, you know, headlines, a few of the things that you may have missed, and we condense them down into about an hour and a half, sometimes 2.
Longer. Depends.
I mean, it gets kind of hard to condense a full week's right.
The world.
a full week's worth of shit into an hour and a half. But I mean, we try to take
some historical context. We try to make it a little bit more cohesive for everybody here.
Like I said, this is the show where we take what's been trending throughout the week.
We talk about everything streaming, but the weather.
I'm here at Barry Island Beach, and there's no signs of sun.
And we try to make sense of it for you, because we know you don't have the time. What are some of the things we got to talk about this week, Zig?
So we have Dogecoin is going to be worth $infinity.
Infinity.
Or 28 cents.
And beyond.
One of my favorite shows is getting a new season. Police still are fucking up.
Oh, man. NFTs on the rise, or are they about to crash?
I don't know. Somebody pissed off LL Cool J, and they really have to remember that they don't have to do that. They shouldn't do that.
Whoa. I'll tell you what. Don't even worry about it, Jay.
That's poking a bear.
Who do you think has more range, Will Smith or Jamie Foxx?
I saw that argument trending.
Speaking of Will Smith, Apple and Will Smith have moved their film production out of Georgia.
Bye, Georgia.
And speaking of Georgia, Usher may have been caught paying strippers with fake money.
I also saw that one. That is a brilliant marketing scheme right there.
Ush bucks. Let's talk about it. Oh, man. I mean, there's actually been quite a bit happening this week. And that's not really even to get into the main discussion, which we'll have in the later half of the show.
Or even just some of the quick news updates.
I mean,
there's a lot of cool trailers that came out. The one movie that I saw the trailer for that I'm really excited about, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Nobody?
So they took maybe $20 and an old watch? Mr. Manson, did you even take a swing?
No. Could have taken her, Dad.
No, I haven't seen the trailer for that. Hold on, let's look that up real quick.
So it's an action movie starring, wait for it, Bob Odenkirk.
I think I know what this is. And what is exactly the premise of the movie?
So it's kind of like John Wick is in, he's a retired hitman, it seems like. But instead of just, living by himself with a dog, he has a family.
Okay, yeah, nope, I did see this. This trailer has been playing in between like YouTube commercials and stuff like that.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it's like he's like a sleeper cell dad in modern suburbia kind of guy. Almost like a retired bodyguard kind of thing.
I'm getting like if John Wick was in Walking Tall.
See, okay, this movie looks good and it looks interesting, right? But here's the thing about timing, right?
Yeah.
Like, culturally, keeping things in context here as we tend to do with the show, a movie about an angry white guy pushed to the edge, right? Seems kind of like bad timing at the moment. And it sucks because here I really am saying that this movie does look fun, right? It looks good.
Yeah.
The first set of, punching bags he gets into it with are like douchebaggy white thugs.
Yeah.
So
probably Eastern European.
it's not like bordering on what was that Clint Eastwood movie?
Which one?
The Neighborhood or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, where he was the angry white guy. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
That's me. Are you fucking crazy, man? Get out of here, man.
It doesn't feel like that. Or what was that other Bruce Willis movie that just came out a couple of years ago where he was like another angry white guy that was finally pushed over the edge?
It sounds like a lot of Bruce Willis movies.
Right? Right? But this feels like...
You walk through an entire movie with no shoes.
Yeah. Nobody feels like a... Wait, Bruce Willis did? Or...
Yes, that's in Die Hard.
Oh, wow. Wait.
That's like one of the most important
Are
parts
you
of Die
telling
Hard.
me that through the entirety of Die Hard...
He's not wearing shoes.
That's bullshit. I don't believe that. So, the trailer I was talking about, though, is Army of the Dead. So, have you seen
Is this
trailer
like the
yet?
Bruce Campbell?
No, this is the George Romero, like, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
As Vegas was walled off, with the zombies left inside to haunt the abandoned city.
Mr. Ward, how would you like to make $50 million?
Follow up?
Oh, and it's from Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna expect a lot of slow-mo out of this.
So-
A lot of dark camera angles.
Dave Bautista.
That looks just like the inside of Horseshoe Casino.
Watching the trailer for everybody
Yeah.
listening. It's post-apocalyptic wasteland setting. The people who I guess have survived the zombie apocalypse are now adapting in that Fallout.
Everyone's a hard ass.
Yeah, everyone's a hard ass because it's a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm getting like Mad Max vibes.
Yeah, Mad Max vibes. Mad Max vibes. son.
Mad.
Look at it. The heavy army aesthetic. Shirts off, chainsaws, pecs
Money
out, chainsaws out.
everywhere for some reason.
What do you think the use for money would be in a post-apocalyptic society?
Kindling.
Look at this. Gives me what is that fucking video game that came out where you were like in the middle of a zombie apocalypse in the middle of the mall? It's Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
This movie gives me mad Dead Rising vibes. Like,
Those are some epic looking zombies though.
yeah. And the whole thing is they're intelligent, right? Like, so they're smart. They're now becoming more human. Look, did you see the way that zombie
Yeah.
was like ducking and weaving?
Yeah.
I wonder, we probably can't even include the clips for this shit in the video. Sorry, guys.
No, I'm sure we can. That's fair use. Netflix is getting free
Are you
advertising.
sure about that? And then, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Netflix won't copyright strike us, but we might have to be careful with that.
Fair use. Somebody wants to TLDR us the YouTube copyright laws, that'd be great.
So essentially, what this movie is
Send us a YouTube video on YouTube copyright laws.
is a heist movie in a zombie apocalypse, post-apocalyptic wasteland.
a heist movie in a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Zombie wasteland. Yes.
What are they trying to steal?
Money. Because apparently currency still has some kind of use. So, I mean, I don't know. Looks hot to
That
me.
looks good.
It looks hot to me, son. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of hot, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is apparently doing...
Captain Falcon Soldier Winter Desuchin!
It pulled in more debut streams than WandaVision.
That doesn't surprise me. It's a lot more action-packed of a pilot.
I don't know, because I'm also hearing from, some people that it's boring and predictable. So
I can also get that.
I saw a very interesting take from a YouTuber I follow, who I'll have to include in the video to promote her work. But the take was, should a black man want to be Captain America in today's day and age? And I was, whereas, I once again will point you to her page for that discussion. We're not going to have that discussion here. It was an interesting take, though.
It does remind me of something Jalen Rose said about the 6th.
What?
He was just like, that wasn't us. That wasn't us. We weren't going to say anything. That's all you.
Look, man, especially after the incidences that have been going on with, Dante Wright and Adam Toledo over in Chicago. But I don't... Okay, so the discussion I guess I wanted to have is, what impact do you think a black Captain America would have on representation in a time like now? Because not only is Marvel moving forward with black Captain America on screen, but they have also introduced a female black Captain America in the comic books. Nichelle Wright will now be the black female version of Captain America.
It's a good last name.
Yeah. Right. Right. Right.
Also, I think this is a hilarious question for you to ask me.
Considering you're the white guy.
Not only that, but because of my project for school. So everybody in school,
fair.
I'm in a history of hip hop class, and one of the assignments was I had to come up with 5 questions relating to race, power, and politics in hip-hop. So I've spent the past 4 or 5 days basically interviewing Doc on all of these types of topics, and here he is asking me.
Flipping, turning the tables. Ooh, what a title shift!
Pardon me while a white guy speaks for Black America.
No, but what do you think? So, Jesus.
Okay.
So, from your perspective, though, as a white guy growing up in America, what difference do you think it would have made to you as a white child seeing a black Captain America?
For me personally, none.
None? You don't think?
For me personally, none. Because I told you, I grew up watching Static Shock, and that was
Right.
just a superhero TV show.
What's going on down there?
Well, you got what you wanted, Dad. My best friend's gone because of you and your stupid racism. I hate you! Hey!
Fair enough.
To me, the whole, I acknowledged, different races and everything, and I got it, but I didn't realize there was, an issue until I was older. I just thought, oh, you're a black guy. Oh, you're a white guy. Oh, you're a woman. Oh, you're an Asian person.
That's fair. You didn't hold... I guess you didn't assert, a value to the different,
Correct.
ethnicities and races.
Yeah.
One didn't mean more or less than the other one.
Yep.
Because for me, I feel like seeing a black Captain America as a young, black child growing up in this country, I guess would instill an innate sense of ownership to your place in this country. Like, you know, the current discussion at hand is this country going to be a, for lack of better term, safe space for ethnicities outside of, you know, the white spectrum, or what is considered white in this country. And seeing in the media, because we discussed that the media is like a fourth extension of the government.
Yeah.
So, including our movies and things like that, because oftentimes the United States government does have a hand at the way they are portrayed in a lot of these movies, especially military movies and things like that. So when we're talking about Captain America, it feels like it's kind of the same, I guess. It would be the same notion that seeing black soldiers fight for the country during the Civil War had on, you know, the newly freed black citizens. It was the kind of...
Side note, anybody on that topic, if you haven't seen the movie, watch Glory. Great movie.
It's also the discussion they're having in Will Smith's new Netflix series, Amend. Like, it's a discussion that Lincoln and Frederick Douglass had upon, like, you know, freeing the slaves and what abolition meant for the country. And the whole discussion, I believe, was Lincoln wanted to send the slaves somewhere to South America.
Yeah.
And Frederick Douglass was like, no, let them fight for the country so they will have a stake in what happens with this country.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's kind of how I feel like the representation of having a black Captain America may, and it's, of course, I'm talking like little impact here, right? Like,
Yeah.
this isn't going to, but it could. It's seeing a young...
It would give you a direct connection to a sense of American nationalism. And not in a toxic way.
Right, right. Seeing Captain America as a young black child, you know, watching Anthony Mackie on screen may inspire a bunch of young black youth to join the military at some point. I mean, there's heavy, like, military propaganda all throughout Captain America,
Yeah.
right? But, like,
ironically enough, there's
inspiration
also a
is
lot
there.
of anti-military.
Well, and I would
symbolism.
say anti-military complex, right?
Yeah.
Military-industrial complex. I don't think it's an empty-handed gesture, is all, I guess, what I'm getting at, in the long run. Because it's easy to look at those kinds of things and assume that it'll mean nothing in the end.
Now, here's one.
Especially while things like, you know, the Derek Chauvin trial was happening, the Dante Wright controversy is stemming, the Adam Toledo
It's not really a controversy, you just don't shoot people.
Right. I mean, that's the whole other thing. Like, I thought to take the time to try and say something on social media about it, but it's also like,
We've said it so many times.
There's nothing else to say, right? Like, even Pat Robertson came out and was like...
Yeah.
I think we need the police, we need their servants, and they do a good job, but if they don't stop this onslaught, they cannot do this. You know, the police, and this thing is going on in Minnesota, but the Derek Chauvin, I mean, they ought to put him under the jail. He has caused so much trouble by kneeling on the death of George Floyd. It's just, I mean, on his neck. It's just terrible what's happening.
This old man, y'all see what y'all did?
The patriarch of white people.
Drug your old Christian grandpappy out.
The great grandpappy.
And had him at the 700 Club, sitting at that table with a gun and a taser in his hand, like...
There's just no comparison. As I say, they're not making tasers in this yellow color anymore. They're making them in black. They're making them yellow. Now, how she made the difference was she shot that poor guy to death, saying, "This is what I thought. I thought was my taser." And if you can't tell the difference in the feel of those things, it's crazy.
I mean, I don't understand how you mistake one for the other. Just, I mean, look at the difference.
This one's yellow.
He handed it
He
off
straight
to
up was
the
like,
host.
this is yellow.
Right.
This is black. How do you confuse the two?
Son, and he was just like, it's disgusting. He was, what did he say? Derek Chauvin should be put under the jail. That was Pat Robertson who said that shit. Come on, man. Do I have to say it? Hi, this is Doc. And if me and Pat Robertson agree on something, maybe it's time to really reconsider, like, the standards that we're using here.
Yeah.
This shit is fucked. This shit is fucked.